Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with Learn Plan Profit. Hope you guys are all having a great start to your morning. I'm going to start sharing my screen so you guys can see exactly what it is that I'm looking at. I am a little cold, and that's why, as of right now, I have a neck pillow. But one thing that I'm looking at when it comes down to natural gas is we're getting rejected as of right now. I'm going to wait for a little bit more confirmation, but we're getting rejected by this middle VWAP. Really cool thing about right now, again, I have not taken any positions during pre-market or anything like that. So we're starting out fresh, and again, the natural gas report is in about a little bit under an hour. So it opens. The report comes out exactly 1 hour after the stock market opens. But man, I had a little brain fart there. But yeah, how are you guys doing this morning? You guys having a good start? Here we go. Nice little pullback on natural gas, which means that degas should be pushing up a little bit. Again, I'm just going to take a nice little 100 share position size. We'll go in there. So 115.32. Again, I'm not going to look at my overall P&L on the day. I'm going to solely focus on just the pattern, right? I'm going to go back to natural gas and make sure that I watch that. Here we go. Natural gas has been selling off during aftermarket hours. As you can see, this is where it closed at yesterday. It consolidated pretty well, and then a huge sell-off leading up to, when it opened on Monday or on Thursday, just drove the price all the way down. This is actually a very aggressive sell-off. So yes, it did push up above the middle VWAP, but it's still, again, within that general area. So in a sense, it's still getting rejected. I'm going to set a couple of alerts before I add more to my position size. Here we go. Nice. I like it. Just going to keep it here. And I'm going to wait for natural gas to fully break below the SMA line. So it's a little below it. I'm going to wait for it to break below 2.62. Ricky, getting ready for first class? No, I've never flown first class. I've never been on a private jet. I've never been in anything. It's always been basic economy. Flights are too expensive. What's up? What's up? How are you guys all doing this morning? Good. I like it. What's going on, Leo? You guys won't guess how much the round trip ticket from here to Shanghai, China is. Can you guys guess? Round trip from Phoenix, not even from LAX, from Phoenix to Shanghai, China. There and back. So round trip. You guys know how frugal I am, right? Okay, it's not $38. And again, I have no special hacks. I have no special credit cards or anything like that. It was just a flight that we waited for it to be a good deal, and then we went for it. All right, so it was $366, if I'm not mistaken. It was $366 or $376, around there. But yeah, that was it, round trip. So me and the whole Tech Buds group, except for Justin, will be going to Shanghai. So you guys know that I would never, if it was $1,000, I would never go. Same thing when we went to Europe. The trip from LAX to the first place we stopped at was $200, and then every other flight after that was $100 or $150. So, yeah. Sorry for going on the tangent. Right now we're getting a lot of consolidation. Do you guys see this? We're getting a lot of consolidation right around the 2.62 support. So watch out for that MACD. Watch out for the RSI. The RSI looks good for natural gas. Based off of how it performed before, again, before I add more to my position size, I was about to. Did you guys see when it broke below the SMA line? One of the things that I want to talk about today is that just because it broke below the SMA line doesn't mean anything. Like just when it breaks above the middle VWAP, that doesn't mean that it's like, oh, resistance broken again. These indicators are like general areas of where there might be a resistance or where there might be a support. It doesn't mean that at that exact price point, it has to like get rejected. You know, it could get rejected maybe 1 or 2 cents above it, 1% above it. It's the general area. So right now within this general area of the SMA line, it found a support. It's consolidating and it's not making lower lows. So if I want to make more money on natural gas, on degas, and continue to invest in degas, I need natural gas to break the support, right? But we're consolidating around it. But some people might be like, well, Ricky, it's below the SMA line. Again, that's irrelevant. An indicator is just the way that I view it. It's just this general area of where it found a support, or where it, where there can be a support, or where there can be a resistance. So now that it actually broke below it and that it's making lower lows for natural gas, that's a little bit more attractive to me, because now it's validating that, hey, this SMA line might not be a support. So I'm just going to give it a little bit more time, because we have nothing but time, right? So again, just looking at previous patterns, previous support here, right? And then previous support right around 2.61. All right. Guys, I am all prepared today. I got my Pop-Tarts on deck. I have my little bottled water. Do you plan on going into gas when natural gas is reversing? Not right now. I still think that there's not enough continuous uptrend for natural gas for me to really want to take part of gas. But if I see that natural gas sells off all the way down to 260, just like I did yesterday when there was a very aggressive sell-off, right, on natural gas, and I saw that it was super oversold right here, this is what made sense to me. There's a large enough profit margin based off of previous patterns that it made sense that it could recover. And that's what I found attractive. So I'm not going to try to just get in right now and then sell it. Here, I want that margin to be built. We're doing a good job holding. So right now I have degas on my other screen now. I switched it because now I have natural gas here. Degas is in between 115.70 and 115.85. If I'm not mistaken, I bought at 115.32. So I bought 100 shares just to get some skin in the game. So I just want to wait a little bit more before I add more to my position size. So I'm going to have to move this thing up. What's going on, Sander? Stop making fun of my hands. You guys cracked me up. You see, this is why I can't do anything in front of you guys. All right, nice little bounce. Look at that MACD. Do you guys see this? Look at that RSI trying to push up. Look at that MACD. It doesn't mean that it's going to. It just means that it can. And it's done this, right? It pushes up, gets rejected, pulls back, consolidates, starts and begins uptrend, pushes up, gets rejected, pulls back. So, something that we have to be well aware of. So why have I not added more to my position yet? Just because the progression in which it's selling off, it's not very consistent right now. So again, if I want to slowly add to my position size, right? We have nothing but margin for this thing to sell off, which is the exact opposite for degas, right? So looking at previous patterns, let's say the resistance is right around 118, Right now, we're kind of just consolidating around this general area. So I can set an alert here, and maybe when we break above that, maybe I can add more to my position size. And then I'll just stop with 200 shares. That's not my normal full position size, but that's enough. And again, it's all about feeling comfortable with your trade. It's not about maximizing like every single trade, making sure that it's like I need to make the most money and I need to make sure that I always buy at the lowest price point. Just feel comfortable with what you're doing. And if you do, great. If you don't, then, there's no reason for me to add more to my position size here when the, MACD is a little bit overextended, the RSI is there just for the sole purpose of like, well, it has to go up because of this previous resistance. It has to. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have to do anything. This thing can drop as quick as it goes up. What's going on, Kyle? What's up? What's up? There we go. Nice little pullback. Chipotle earnings came out. Surprised you're not watching it. Wow, nice little sell-off on that one. That was huge. Again, let's go back to natural gas. So it's trying to recover. Will it? Again, we're only in with 100 shares still. Chaz, I like saying that you bought at 38 and you held 100 shares. Can it ever recover again? It's like asking like, will it ever go back up? Like, I'm sure it will, right? But you also have to understand that you gas decays, right? So and also time, like, is it more cost effective for you to cut losses on this if the downtrend continues just to stop the bleeding, and then when the actual reversal happens for you to get back in? So I know it's a tough pill to swallow, but just thinking about like remove the monetary aspect and just focus like on the actual trading and the technicals. Like if this thing is continuing to sell off, then maybe it's not something that you want to take part of. You can give it today, and I mean today I had a very aggressive sell-off. So if you think that it's still showing signs of a downward pattern, then it might be time to cut losses, right? I need to sneeze. Bless me. Ooh-wee. Of course, Jazz. And trust me, you holding that position of buying at 38 and having it now, which is, where is it at? 29 at 30. Yeah, that sucks. And what is that, like 30% loss around there? With 100 shares, so that's about $3,000, 30% loss. It's about, what, $900 loss, if I'm not mistaken. Trust me, that 100% sucks, right? Like, I've been there, I've done that. And I think this could be a perfect example that like that might be a little like area of opportunity for you, cutting losses. And instead of trading with a larger dollar amount, and if you have $3,000 that you had to your name to trade with, again, there's no reason to trade with so much. There's absolutely no reason, right? That's almost $4,000. There's no reason to trade with that much if you're still learning. Like, be empowered to like take time and truly learn, this whole process, because I would hate for you to discourage yourself. Like right now and how you're feeling, I'm sure like you're almost second guessing yourself to ever do this again. And like, why second guess yourself or why discourage yourself when you're trading with $4,000 when you know like 10 years down the road, your account can be like 10x of what it is right now. But the only way that you're going to get there is to not discourage yourself. So I would remove the monetary aspect, trade with a dollar amount. This is something that you have to like find yourself a nice balance, enough money that you feel empowered to follow up with what you're trading with, but not so much that it discourages you, because you're going to make mistakes and you're going to lose money. There's no question about that. So like, as you're learning, focus on the learning, and like that should be your main focus. Psychological deal with a red week. It's much easier, and all this like sweet, sounds good, Chaz. And Colby, like, it's much easier for me to tell you like, oh, like get over like your red week, like you'll be fine, because obviously like I'm in a position now where like I consistently make money in the market, and I know like that you can make it, but it's really hard when you're learning. And yes, you might have some green weeks, and yes, you might have some red weeks, but you're just like, wow, like, is this even really worth it? You just begin to like ultimately second guess yourself. So I think I would go back to like why you started, why you grew such a big passion for like trading and investing, and why this whole thing just began. And then asking yourself what you did this week that led to the red week, and see if it's actually, if there's reasoning behind what you did, or if it's actually something that you could change to avoid it again. And if it's something that you can change to avoid it again, then that means that you have a solution for your red week. And it doesn't mean that it's never going to happen again. It just means that that specific scenario can be avoided. Doesn't mean that you will, because again, when you're put back in that position where you're in the red and you don't want to cut losses and you're thinking about bag holding it, it's that like moment where you have to decide. So I think just reminding yourself how important it is to like view it in a perspective that if you were to remove the monetary aspect, would you still feel so discouraged? Probably not, right? Because then maybe you still just have a little bit more to learn. And if that's the case, then maybe not trading. I think position size, the amount of money that you trade with, because there's such a huge emotional aspect with money that it's difficult. It's really difficult to overcome that. Trust me, like me losing the $302 on Tuesday, it sucks. It absolutely sucks, because I know like, I'm just like, wow, I could have given that away. I could have like, and you think about it in the traditional aspect, you think about it as in like, I could have given that away, all this different thing. I could have bought this, I could have, sold this. But again, you're trading, you're investing, and it's part of this niche. So just as quick and just as much as you can have $1,000, $2,000 days, that's where, you could also have these, red days as well. But that's the beautiful thing about this market. It's find a solution to avoid those consistent red days, and maybe being a little bit more selective, even if you have a red week, but following with a tight stop loss or tighter stop loss. So even if it is a red week, let's say you lose ultimately 2 to 3% of your account. Not huge. Still red week, yes, it sucks, but guess what? You manage your risk. And long term, that's what matters. And again, it's like I can say don't get discouraged, like, and all that stuff, and feed you like all this like BS on why. Like my biggest thing is like, it's ultimately up to you. And like if I want to give up like drop shipping just because I don't want to do it anymore, or I just have a bad experience with it, and I give up with it, that's my decision. It doesn't mean that drop shipping, like, you can't make money off of it or anything like that. It just means that I just didn't resonate with it. I'm not here to try to convince you to trade for the rest of your life if you're someone that just really isn't like clicking with it. So I just want to remind you that like certain things that maybe you might be doing can be avoided, right? And if you were to remove the monetary aspect of how you're feeling right now, would you still be feeling the same way? And if not, then, and you still want to continue to trade, then let's just make sure that we manage that position size, because you're not here to make it to break it. You're here to learn, and your account should accommodate that person that's learning. Sandra, I appreciate that. Thank you. What's going on, Sergio? What's up? What's up? I'm using Jonathan. Happy to hear that. What's going on, Sergio? Great minds think alike, right? What's up with your neck? It's just my neck pillow. I was just cold, and I didn't want to bring a blanket and stuff like that. So here we go. Natural gas, again, consolidating at that 262 support. Of course, Michael, super happy to hear that. I also do want to remind you guys, again, I know for those that are part of Learn Plan Profit or have been part of Learn Plan Profit for a while, you guys are very well versed with this. But anytime that, like, let's say you're just bored and you want to see me like trade live again or anything like that, in the Learn Plan Profit group, you go to the morning chat library, and literally you can go back as far as the first live stream. This is literally a library for every single live stream just for the Learn Plan Profit group that I've hosted. I just wanted to let you guys know that you have access to this. If you ever wanted to like see more examples of me trading live or anything like that, or maybe see me trade live during like, a Thursday for the natural gas report and stuff like that, I just want you guys to know that that's an option, especially for our newer traders, as you guys might not be so familiar with like Discord and the platform and stuff like that. So appreciate that, Craig. Thank you. Thank you. When did your traps turn blue? So Ricky, how likely do you see you guys hitting a reverse stock split? Yeah, that's something that, especially with like ETFs, as they get closer and sub $20, that's something that like I think it gets presented, because I think when it was DGAS, right, if I'm not mistaken, when it aggressively sold off and it went through its reverse stock split, it went through a 1-20. So 20x of what it was worth, it ended up converting to. They announced it when it was around like, I think like $12 to $15 that they were going to do it. And by the time they did it, it was down to like $5-7 around there. So what's going on, Christopher? What's up? What time is the report? The report is in 31 minutes. The natural gas report is 1 hour after the market opens wherever it is that you are. So right now, market opens at 7:30 my time, so it's at 8:30. Does it mean it's at 8:30 for you? No. If you're not chilling with me in Arizona, probably not. Allie is asking, is the Shanghai trip business or just for a holiday? It's always a business trip, right, Allie? Would you mind breaking down VNDA? How dare you ask that? Especially when of course, VNDA. Here we go. Very aggressive descending pattern, up and coming earnings report. No signs of it even consolidating or showing any signs of a reversal. So I like this uptrend pattern. It broke that pattern as it aggressively sold off. So it looks like it tried to consolidate. It has not reversed at all. So I would set an alert. Wait for the reversal, and again, don't try to predict it, especially not for these pharmaceutical companies. I hate them. That's my opinion, though, and especially as aggressive it's selling off, just set those alerts, wait for that reversal to happen, and follow up with it. Again, the best opportunities come once in a while, and you need to be like just watching it. And once it comes, and once that confirmation is there, and once you feel comfortable, then we're good. Break below the freaking support. Of course. Thank you for calling it out. That's so freaking cool. Colby, super happy to hear that. Ho, look at natural gas. Sell off, sell off, sell off, sell off, sell off, sell off. Let me see it. Colby, I love how active you are. You're so proactive with, just not even being, not just being like super active within our community and helping other people out, but even in person. I think that's the beautiful thing about what you do. I just wanted to shout you out and just make sure that you knew that I think you're great. So added 100 more shares at 1580. Here we go. Come on. And I'm just going to leave it there. So now I'm going to get my orders ready to sell. And there we go. Boom. 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 And let's put it at like 117.50 or something like that. Let's make it spicy. Holy moly, that's high. Let's go here. Yikes, pullback central. Hooey! Here we go. And I'm a sucker for profits, so I'm going to lock it in. Because I just don't care. Come on. I see you. They're so close, but yet so far. What's your average purchase price? I don't know. I bought 100 shares at 80 and I bought 100 shares at 30, 32. So again, I'm not looking at my P&L, right? I'm not looking at my profits. I'm just focusing on investing in something that's actively trending up. So you could do the math. I have 200 shares at an average purchase price of in between 32 and 80. And if you really care that much, do the math, see what the purchase price is, see what I sell it for, and do it. Please don't share it. I don't care to know how much it is that I'm up. I want to focus solely on the pattern. So I'm showing a little bit signs of a resistance here. Come on. Sold. Ooh. All right, we got 26 minutes. Now let's see it push up, honestly, right? Yeah, it's probably going to shoot up, but it's all good. I feel like I played it safe. I feel like I played it well. It made sense to me. I felt comfortable the entire time. That's the beautiful thing about this. It's like I can trade for 2 to 3 hours. As long as I feel comfortable, as long as I'm having fun, then yeah. Shake that creatine. All right, Christian, you figured me out. I swear there's creatine in here. Don't make fun of me, though. That was one spicy dab. Thank you, Chad. What happened to the money dance? I don't know. I guess we just haven't been making money, right? Time to get it, Big Rick. How comfortable are you buying the dip on the natural gas report? That's why we're here. That's why we're here. I want to buy the dip. Especially, I hope D-gas dips because Oh no. Oh shoot. There it goes. 50. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, that's why we trade the natural gas report, because I'll probably wait out till then unless there's like a huge sell off before then. But yeah. Where did you actually sell? It listed it. So I had a limit order at 116.24. You could see everything as I'm putting it, and I put my limit order for that specific price point. Sergio Livian's yeah, we gotta watch that autocorrect. Right, great minds think alike. All right. Yep, candle trend. Yes, so Deng Nguyen. So that's another good question. That's another good question. So for someone that has under $1,000, I feel like it should be. It's so easy to get greedy. So if you're under the PD2 rule, you have $1,000. You're probably using Robinhood or a non-commissionable brokerage, right? I would focus on. Let me give you an example. Yesterday, I would not have scalped DGAS or UGAS. I have 3-day trades within a 5 business day period to make money. So when I see an aggressive sell-off like this, and I see that based off of where it was at within the day, so previous patterns, it could recover that margin of profit is worth it. I'm going to set a realistic goal of about 2 to 3% a week. So I need to make sure that every trade is worth it, because I know out of those 3-day trades, they might not all be in my favor. I'm going to focus on managing risk. I'm going to focus on larger margins of profit. I'm going to be more selective with quality picks, right? So because this one was selling off, I would wait for it to consolidate. I would wait to even see if it begins to reverse. So I'd be more conservative on my entry point. And when it does, then I would see at a conservative sell point and a more aggressive sell point based off previous patterns. So with that being said, I would focus on larger margins of profit, be more selective with my entry points, because once you're in, you're probably not going to want to hold. Or for a swing trade aspect, if there's a very consistent pattern and it's showing a consistent progression of an uptrend and you want to take part of it, then 100%, that would make sense as well. I miss your 2K days. Me too. Again, like that, we can do that next week. This week, this is a lot of fun for me, not looking at the P&L. And it was actually something that I was talking to Ismail and Justin. We were just hanging out yesterday, and after we finished filming the video, we went back to the living room, and I was just like, they were talking about like how excited I get, and they're like laughing, but like it's so much more enjoyable to me, because it kind of like sparks this like new kind of like just, I don't know. It just makes it more entertaining for me. So I just wanted to try it out for this week. Obviously, having huge days, as in like over $1,000, is amazing. But I don't feel like everybody that like watches me trade live and stuff like that learns any more with more money that I make. I just trade more aggressively because I know how much I'm up or how much I'm down. So I feel like based on the feedback that I've received, and again, I might be wrong, but I've never received so much positive feedback based on a concept that I've shared. We've had people message me saying that they've never seen that this thing be shared by any other trader, that it implements and encourages people to focus so much more on patterns, which is like what's important, and that it's helped them out, and that it's like, allowing them to be more of a structured trader. And that's what it's all about. So yes, I really do miss also the couple $1,000 days, but what I enjoy more is seeing our group benefit from the ideas that we share. Finding solutions, right? That's the whole point of our group, Tech What Solutions. Finding solutions for what we do. More challenging, you think? It's more challenging in the idea of like just not knowing where you are. So I wouldn't say that it's more challenging. I think it's actually easier. It's just it's more of a mind game of like, oh, I actually did not know if I was up or down yesterday because you take so many positions, and then sometimes I buy a position, it's not the best, it sells off, and then I add more as it goes up, but I don't know if when I added more, does it outweigh my initial entry and stuff like that. So it makes you think a lot more. It makes me more proactive. So I remember my entry points a little bit more and my exit points. But then also I take a couple of them and then I forget. So I'm human, right? Super happy to hear that, Angie. Thank you. It's hard when you can't see how many shares. I agree. So one thing that we're talking about is to edit your active trader, because there's a way that you can edit it once you open it up to remove your open position, to remove your average purchase price, and to remove your overall P&L in the day, and just only have how many outstanding shares you have available. For you to always know like that you closed out your position and stuff like that, because that was my mistake on Tuesday. And again, it's just such a like dumb little mistake, but I was so focused on not looking at my active trader. Ricky is human. I know, right? What's Chipotle's ticker symbol? Yeah, I'll check that out in just a second. So CMG, thank you guys for that. I saw GoPro was pushing up. That was really nice. Super overbought, super overextended. So it went through its earnings, nice, it's in its favor, pushes up. I hope you guys are locking in profits on this one. The progression at the rate that it's going up, again, just thinking about it, even if it goes up another like 5-10%, just be honest with yourself, like it's bound to pull back. And just look at its average, look at the 5 days, right, leading up to it. Look at the average volume and look at where it's at right now. Obvious, I don't want to say, it's not manipulation, it's just relevance. It's super relevant right now due to the earnings report and the news. Once that relevance dies out, so will the demand for CMG. Just make sense of it. Have a reasoning behind what you do. The next one was TVIX, right? Nice little sell-off. Okay, so broke below the SMA line. It's an aggressive descending pattern. So this is the same thing as like SQs right now. It's selling off. So it did have a nice little green day, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday, or did try to push up. It did try to push up during pre-market hours, I guess, as well. But it is pulling back. And if there's no signs of a reversal, then why hold it? So yes, it can catch here, but it cannot either. We're not here to predict the future. We're just here to trade off of the patterns, right? Unless you know something that most people don't. So, yeah. I would set my alert for the potential reversal, but other than that, I would not trade it. There's no signs of an uptrend. Jeffrey, so are you taking a full position on the gas dip or average up? What do you think would be the most effective? Again, not to make the most money, right? Not to make it or break it, but what do you think would be the most effective approach? Should I take an all in one position? Or would it make sense to get some skin in the game and slowly add more to my position size if and only if it begins to show signs of an uptrend? So you're saying half. I would say like 1/3, 1/4 for my entry, and then I can add more. So again, the whole point of just buying the dip for me on the natural gas report, it's fun, and it happens like every single week, and um, like it's just to get some skin in the game. So then I watch it after, and then I'll add more to my position size. But there's been many times where it sells off, I buy, and it continues to sell off. I'm not gonna buy more after that. I'm just gonna see if it reverses, and if it just continues to sell off, then I'll cut losses at a certain max percentage loss. I'm gonna blow my nose real quick, team. I'm getting a little congested. I'm sorry. I guess I should have closed the door when I blew my nose. Gee willikers. I'm sick. Leave me alone. It's not /GC that correlates on over to JDST. If I'm not mistaken, it's /GC that correlates on over to JNUG. And they're not exact representations of one another. So if you go like this, and then you go to JNUG, so it's selling off, yeah, so they're not exact representations. And also you also have to understand that this thing trades all pre-market hours, right? And during extended hours. JNUG does not, right? It only trades between like 4 o'clock in the morning till a little bit after that. That's all the data that we're able to analyze. So, but usually you're able to identify its direction. So I can set an alert here to see if it bounces. What's up, what's up? So sell off. All right, we got about 11 minutes remaining, about 10 minutes remaining. Blueberry. EHD. Let's check it out. You said you want to swing trade it. No confirmation of an uptrend yet. I can see the horizontal pattern, so I'll break it down right now. I just set my alert for the break above 44. Again, I'm going to focus on general areas for low points. I don't care about lowest price points. This is generally a support. And then I would even go for 48 as a resistance. It's still a 10% margin. It's a huge margin. But yeah. No, I don't want a gaming chair. I appreciate it though. Those are super expensive, aren't they? Holy shit. Oh, I'm sorry. $400 for a chair? I bought these chairs. For each one cost me like $10. I got it off OfferUp. It was an office. I almost choked on my dang Pop-Tart looking at that price. Sorry about that. Yeah, $400. I can probably travel to another country for that. Or I can just give it away. You guys all know that, right? So this giveaway, so this Friday is only for those that enrolled in Learn Plan Profit, like for the first week of February. But next week, I'm giving $500 away. Or I'm giving a laptop away for this week. I'm giving $500 away to a random Learn Plan Profit member. And even from the beginning of enrolling, so all of you are able to qualify for the giveaway. So, yeah, I mean, I'd rather give away $900 than, yeah. Not random Learn Plan Profit, just any Learn Plan Profit member. I need to watch what I say, huh? Man. We might be doing another fly you out giveaway. So spending like 2 days with the team. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Holy moly, TVIX broke above and then broke below. That is hilarious. Look at this. Broke above, got rejected by the SMA line, broke below. Horrible. Again, no higher highs. You see that? Just broke above for 1 second and then broke right down below. We'll have to see, because some of the flights for those that are outside the U.S. are not that bad. But mainly, it would probably be just for those outside the U.S. I can inquire about certain flights, just that, like, if someone comes from a really, like, far country, it'd be a couple $1,000s probably, just for, like, 2 days. Maybe we could plan something out that might be a little bit better. But, yeah. We have 5 minutes. Thank you, Connor. Yeah. I didn't know how excited people were to. I think more people wanted for us to do another, based on the feedback that we received, more people wanted to spend 1 or 2 days with the team than to win like $500 or anything like that. I did not know that was such a cool thing. I felt so like special. I was like, my goodness. Okay, then we'll do one. I'll let our team know, and then we'll do another. Not for this week. not this week and not next week. So next week is just still going to be $500, but maybe at the end of the month or something like that, or the beginning of next month. We can make our $500. I like that. Yeah, we can fly you out. You can trade with us. Imagine being able to trade side by side. So when we had Chris here, and you make $500, that'd be sick. We could eat Pop-Tarts together. We could eat Raising Cane's together. We could eat Chipotle together. We could each sit in these $10 chairs together. Holy moly. Diaz is like, see ya. Drink whiskey. No. We get great minds think alike together. Bitcoin giveaway. I don't think so. Oh. Yeah, all right. Or I might just do a Pop-Tart Pop-Tart giveaway. Holy moly. The Whiskey Boys. Yeah, or we can you can hang out with the Whiskey Boys together. This thing really pushed up. This thing pushed up another 50 cents based on where I sold. Again, and you can never really predict that. So 50 cents times $10 is $100 that I missed out on. It's okay. It's all good. Heck, I want to see his cars. Yeah, we could drive in the McLaren together. What's going on, Nathan? What's up? What's up? Yeah, or we can do a signed Pop-Tart giveaway. Literally, no one but the people within Learn Plan Profit. You guys would probably just do it because it's like funny and you're like, oh, what the heck? If I were to ever like promote that, be like, hey, I'm going to be giving away a signed Pop-Tart, I would literally be like, what's wrong with you, Rick? All right, 2 minutes. Morgan, you cracked me up. Who are the 2 people that are disliking your stream? It doesn't matter. It's all good. It's unlisted, so whatever makes them feel better. All right. Let's see it. Got 30 seconds. Here we go. You guys ready? You guys ready to do the countdown with me? 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In favor of Diaz. Filled 2880. It could still go. It could still sell. Sell off. Go to $27. There it goes. There he goes. Holy moly. That was a big one. I like it. Build that margin. Build that margin. Wow. That is, I think that's pretty freaking cool. Keep selling off. I want this thing to sell off a little bit more. I can add more to my position size as it consolidates and then reverses up. Let's see it. Come on. Is that all you got, D-Gaz? Or you guys? Natural gas hit lows of 2.59. Come on. Don't be reversing on me now. There it goes. Volume is now slowing down. Can we get a little bit more? I like this earnings report. This one played out well. Did you guys all lock in profits on DGAS? That would have been a nice little hold, right? Nice little 2.6% for the boys. Let's see. There we go. No, come on. It's already back. That's funny that you say that. Where's the Pop-Tart merch? I don't know how you guys feel about this, but TechBuds Apparel is now going to be like restructuring, and we're now going to be coming out with, based on our understanding, new designs once a month, and they're all going to be limited. So I think we're going to have like 50 designs of each maybe shirt, and then we're just going to cycle through it just to make sure that for those that want it, great. For those that don't, then it's all good. But just for us to be a little bit more proactive in creating apparel that you guys enjoy. So I'm really excited about it just because I think that we need to be a little bit more active with the different shirts and stuff like that. And yeah, I agree. So there's going to be like just general like entrepreneur and like investor gear, not just trading. All right. So I'm in with 500 shares, right? Yeah, I added 200 at 55, so 28.55, and then my initial one was at 28.80. So we'll set a couple of alerts. MACD is starting to curl back in. Again, it's still going through a good amount of volume, so it's going to take time. Just understand that it has been getting rejected by the middle VWAP, right? So that's been a resistance. Yes, it has broken above that. So that's going to be my like highest target sell price. If I see it getting rejected by the EMA line or anything like that, I'll sell right away. Just want to share that with you guys and kind of go from there. But this was our live stream for today. I think we went live for about 1 hour, 59 seconds. I'm going to close it out before 1 hour just because, no, just kidding. There's no reason to, but I want to thank you guys again for your time. I absolutely have a blast with you guys every single day. We have a lot of fun. Again, I think it's fun making money and it's fun trading, but it's also fun just spending it with those that you care about and that you have a good time with. And I think that's a good little friendly reminder that I'm here to remind you that I'm like your online buddy, right? I hold you accountable. I'm not gonna be here to sugarcoat anything. And I think the beautiful thing about like I have an amazing team online, which is you guys. You guys hold me accountable for everything that I do, and if I do something wrong, you let me know. Also, I think it's very important to have friends that hold you accountable outside of just being online. So DGAS just broke above 2880. So what I would say is like find a mate or find a person that can hold you accountable, that empowers you, that uplifts you, but that like in person like experience, as in like that always driving you. You guys are always holding one another accountable, and trust me, like it can be one of the most powerful and encouraging like friendships I think out there. It can be one of the most beneficial ones out there. So yeah. What's going on, Peyton? All right, so I hope you guys all have an absolute amazing rest of your Thursday. Lock in profits, continue working hard, continue following your dreams. Let your passion be what drives your success. Make someone smile today, learn something new, and again, like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team. Boom.